Karibu Otos. Karibu Captain Otoyo. Karibu Captain. Welcome Captain.
Asante.
Karibu Captain.
Asante.
Chairman yuko karibu.
Asante sana.
Yes.
Unajua imebidi ni land ndio baba a take off. Watu wa nyumbani lazima tuwashughulikie kwanza. Ndio tubakie na wageni. Nikitoka hapa natoka na Mudavadi. Pesa mfukoni. Mpaka kwake nyumbani.
Karibu sana Captain.
Asante sana.
Ya watu wako hawa.
Asante. How are you? How are you? I have just landed. So nice to be here. Yani niliposikia Gideon, you are running. Nikasema mama yangu. Unajua watu mzee Moi alisema tutamtamani. Wangapi wanatamani Moi? Kama unamtamani Moi, clap once. Niliposikia kijana ana run nikasema ndio hii sasa. Unajua ni Kanu fresh. Mzee alikuwa kwa Kanu ile ya samani. Huyo baba yako ndio nimekuwa naye maisha yangu yote. Mimi ile mwaka baba yako anaapishwa na mimi pia ndio wazazi wangu wananiapisha. Tunapelekana hivi kabisa. Mzee Moi nimemuona maisha yangu yote nikikua kuanzia huko mpaka hapa juu. Mzee alikuwa anapitia kwa shule yenu. Si ati anakuja kwa shule yenu, anapitia kwa shule yenu. Masomo hiyo asubuhi yote. Kila mtu kwa barabara. Sasa nikufurahisha, nikuimbia mzee. Sisi wana wa Nyayo. Sisi wana wa Nyayo. Nyayo. Halafu mzee anatokelezea gari yake inatokelezea huko ya kwanza 99 ile imeandikwa presidential escort. Hiyo ikifika mnaiacha ipite. Halafu mna block sasa barabara. Sasa muziki inapanda juu kidogo. Sasa ni ku entertain mzee. Tawala Kenya, tawala. Rais. Tawala Kenya. Unaongoza vyema. Alafu ikute Adhiambo amebarikiwa vizuri. Anataka kutingisia Moi. Unajua mzee alikuwa anapenda watoto. Si watoto. Alright. Mzee akifika hapo tukishamuimbia anatuhutubia, akimaliza hutuba yake tu hivi anaingia kwa mfuko anatupea. Kama saizi vile unaona nimewa entertain hivi. Ingekuwa ni mzee alikuwa hapa. Sijui kama mnanipata. Nimeenda. Asante sana. Nakwambia ilikuwa na raha sana. Jamani, nasema ukiingia hivi tu, kitu ya kwanza ambayo tunakuomba jamani ufanye. Toa CBC. Tuondolee CBC kabisa. Walimu wanafanya biashara na sisi. Mtoto anaandikiwa akuje nyumbani, akuje kwa shule na majani, sukari na mkate. Huyo mwalimu anapanga kufanya subject gani? Mwalimu mwingine anaambia watoto wakuje na Jameson na Black Label na Viceroy ya kufundisha watoto madhara ya pombe. Practicals watafanyia staff room. Walimu wanatumaliza. Kakamega walimu wote watoto wakuje na unga na kuku. Na unajua vizuri unga ikifika Kakamega ikionekana hivi tayari unashtukia maji imeekelewa jikoni. Maji ikiekelewa jikoni unashtukia ugali ndio hii iko kwa sahani. Mluya unajua ni mtu akiingiza mkono kwa sahani ya ugali mara moja tu atoe, unaona chini imeandikwa made in China.
Allah.
Na ndio ameanza. Jamani. Ukiingia tu utuondolee vitabu za CBC yenye umetuwekea sahi. Hatuelewi kitu. Turudishie vitabu za zamani yenye ulikuwa unasoma, una understand kitu. Kitu kama Read With Us. Turudishie Read With Us. This is Mr. and Mrs. The boy is, and the girl is, and the baby is. Ni rahisi. Na walikuwa na peti yao ilikuwa paka. Siku moja Peter alipoteza penso. Kumbe nyang'au imeekelea penso kwa masikio, haikumbuki iko wapi. Alitafuta penso, anauliza kila mtu, I don't know. Kila mtu, I don't know. Mpaka akafikia paka, akauliza paka, cat, where is my pencil? The cat said, thank you so much. Wishing you all the best in your ambition, Jaduong. Thank you so much. Asante.
Wapi makofi ya Otoyo? Aya, asante. Makofi zaidi ya Captain Otoyo. Wacha aondoke akienda. Kwa sasa ningeomba kwa sababu ya muda tuweze sasa kusonga na ratiba, na nataka kuwashukuru wote na nimuite Secretary General aje ndio aweze kutuendeleza na ratiba iliyosalia, aweze kuendelea na shughuli ya proposal, na pia kutoka pale wale waheshimiwa wengine wako hapa waweze kutoa speech zao. Kwa hivyo ningeomba Secretary General Nick Salat uje uendeze ratiba iliyosalia. Asanteni sana. Wimbo tafadhali DJ wa Tawala Kenya akija.
Niko hapa kama katibu mkuu wa chama. Niko na furaha kubwa sana. Niko na furaha kubwa. Wafuasi mupo? Munionyeshe mupo. Semeni jogo! Mimi kwa sababu ya muda na viongozi wengine wako na safari na kazi zao bungeni, nitachukua fursa hii kabla sijasoma statement yangu, alafu tuende sasa ile kipindi iliyosalia ya chama na chama ni yetu, kumpatia ile governing council imeamua siku ya leo. Kuna viongozi ambao wamesema wako na haraka. Itakuwa ni jukumu langu kuchukua hiyo nafasi, kushukuru wale viongozi wamefika hapa. Mheshimiwa Honorable His Excellency Musalia Mudavadi, our good friend Kalonzo Musyoka, SG, is it SG? Yes, our SG. We have SGs, we'll give each other time to come here. I've seen Jirongo there, and many other leaders who are to speak on his behalf. So I want to give you that opportunity, but don't speak. If you speak and you still want to wish to stay with us, you're most welcome. But for now, please, Daktari karibu. Kainan. Karibisha.
Wakitapatapa, Kanu tunapepea. Wakihangaika, Kanu tunapepea. Hata watangatange, Kanu tunapepea. Litawachoma sana.
Ambaye ni chairman wa chama cha Kanu, Mheshimiwa Kalonzo Musyoka, chairman na party leader ya Wiper, Mheshimiwa Musalia Mudavadi, chairman and party leader wa ANC, my good friend Chris Wamalo ambaye naambiwa anashikilia party leader yake, Mheshimiwa Moses Wetangula, waheshimiwa wenzangu, Mama Sara, wageni walioalikwa, asalamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Mimi niko hapa nikiwa na kofia mbili. Ama wacha niseme kofia tatu. Kwanza anawakilisha wananchi wa sehemu wakilishi wa bunge wa Elders. Ya pili nikiwa hapa ni secretary wa Coalition Joint Parliamentary Group wa Jubilee and Coalition, na Kanu ikiwa moja wao wa coalition wetu. Nina furaha kuwa na nyinyi siku ya hapa. Pia umesikia sasa hii ni msimu ya kujipanga. Sisi tukiwa wafugaji, umesikia tumejipanga. Na msishangae saa zingine ukiishi kwa muda unaona mambo hujawahi kufikiria itatendeka. Sisi tukiwa wakaji wa sehemu ya asal tumejipanga kwa shirika mpya inaitwa Upya, na tutakuwa kwa mezani tukizungumza na wale ambao wanataka kuongoza nchi yetu. Tuangalie polisi zao, tuangalie ile kazi wamefanya, na tuseme tukiongozwa na Mheshimiwa Uhuru Kenyatta, tuseme ni fulani ndio atatosha. Kwa hivyo mkisikia, na tuko wengi sana. Chairman ya BPG ako hapa, Mheshimiwa Loitamanga. Fikiri ako hapa. Mheshimiwa Loitamanga is here. He was here, we came with him. Leader ya caucus yetu, Mheshimiwa Ukuriatani, ambaye ni Minister ya Finance, ameitwa kazi. Kile leo hii ni lazima tuiseme. Nchi yetu imetoka mbali sana. Mheshimiwa Gideon, ukiangalia wale wako hapa, wale waliotoka, hakuna mtu hajaonja ukarimu ya baba yetu Mheshimiwa Moi. Lakini tukiwa binadamu saa zingine unasahau yaliyopita. Lakini ukweli isemwe, nitaanza na mimi mwenyewe, pengine hata singesoma chuo kikuu kama sio Moi. Nina furaha wewe ukiwa, and I like the way the Right Honorable Prime Minister ameweka, you are here on your own right as Gideon Moi. Hatutaki uwekewe, yes umezaliwa kutoka kwa hiyo familia, unastahili, una haki. Kwa hivyo leo hii yetu ni kujumlika na nyinyi, ni wakati, ni msimu ya kukuja pamoja. Ikiwa ni msimu ya kukuja pamoja, ni sharti sisi kwanza tuangalie ni kitu gani inasaidia nchi yetu. Tukikubaliana ile inahusu nchi yetu, tunakuja chini tunasema katika hiyo umbrella kubwa ya nchi yetu unaweza kufaa na kukaa wapi katika hiyo flag yetu. Ndio katiba yetu inatukubalia vyama tangu advent of multism. From the advent of multipartyism, actually we have had the emergence of many parties. This is a very healthy, this is part of our healthy democracy. But within that, we must always be prepared to serve our country, and this is why what you are doing today adds to that path of having a cohesive, united republic, and within that, everybody gets an opportunity to compete. I want to express my sincere gratitude for your party, under your leadership, for volunteering to support the Jubilee regime, the Jubilee government, both in Parliament and outside Parliament. And without your support, our life in Parliament will have been very difficult. We really want to accord you and say thank you, party leader, thank you, Kanu, for that opportunity. Sasa kile tunawauliza wanachama wa Kanu, mko tayari kwenda mbele? Mko tayari kuungana na Wakenya? Mko tayari kufanya kazi na Wakenya? Mko tayari kusimama na kiongozi wenu? Sisi pia tukiwa wafugaji tuko tayari, tutaangalia ile kiwango ambayo tunaweza uko mbele. Najua nina hakika tutakutana, kwa sababu baba yako hata alikuwa mfugaji. Mzee Moi was pastoralist number 1 kama hujajua. Na nafikiri wewe pia kwa vile uko na hiyo damu uwezi kuchukua number 1 kwa sababu alikuwa mzee, nafikiri utakuwa pastoralist number 2. Kwa hayo tunasema asante, uko mbele, iko sawa. Tujumlishe Kenya, tukuje pamoja na tuunganishe wa Kenya, na hiyo ndio ile kitu itafaa wa Kenya. Ile wakati ya kusema ni mimi hakuna. Ukitaka changu ni sharti watu. Ukitaka cha mfukuni inasema nini? Ni sharti uimame. Ukitaka cha wafugaji kuja zungumza na sisi. Ukitaka ya Wakenya wengine viongozi wako. Kwa hayo nasema asanteni, Mungu awabariki, na watakia kila neema ya Mungu, na nina hakika baada ya hapa huko mbele iko sawa. Endelea na safari. Asante sana.
Thank you very much. Let me just clear. After Chris Wamalwa, MP Kiminini, who is representing our brother Senator Weta, I'll call you to speak, and then I'll give my speech, and then we will declare, and then those who are present with us can give their messages thereafter. I think that should be in order. So let me call you. Karibu Mheshimiwa.
Wakitapatapa, Kanu tunapepea. Wakihangaika, Kanu tunapepea. Hata watangatange, Kanu tunapepea. Litawachoma sana, Kanu tunapepea. Chama kiko imara, Kanu tunapepea. Chini ya Gideon Moi, Kanu tunapepea. Wanafiki wajue, Kanu tunapepea. Wapige hapa kule, Kanu tunapepea. Kanu tuko imara, hatutikisiki. Kanu tunapepea.
Our chief guest today, Your Excellency Senator Gideon Moi, Your Excellencies Musalia Mudavadi, Your Excellency Kalonzo Musyoka, and all the invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here today to represent the party leader, the only party leader of Ford Kenya, Senator Moses Masika Wetangula, who is in the United States on the business of parliament, particularly the Senate matter. And I want to say this. First, Senator Moses Wetangula says, congratulations, Senator Gideon Moi, for the wonderful day of today's Kanu NDC. Gideon Moi, you know very well, you've worked very closely with Senator Moses Masika Wetangula. And Moses Masika Wetangula, as a young lawyer, he was a lawyer for the Moi family. Senator Moses Wetangula went into politics through the nomination of Kanu and the presidency of retired late President Moi. Senator Moses Wetangula was introduced into the politics with the late President Moi. They've worked very closely with the Moi family, and I want to confirm today, as a party for the Kenya, we're in solidarity with chama ya baba na mama, chama ya Kanu. And we want to confirm today that Ford Kenya as a party will work with Gideon Moi. Ford Kenya as a party will work with Kanu Fresh. And Senator Moses Wetangula told me that today they are closely together with Musalia Mudavadi, with Kalonzo Musyoka, with Gideon Moi, under one Kanu, under one Kenya alliance. And as one Kenya alliance and Kanu, and as one Kenya alliance, the door is still open for the like-minded people. So today, this is to tell you that one Kenya alliance is going to be bigger, and I have no doubt that is going to form the next government of Kenya, and Gideon Moi atakuwa ndani. And Senator Moses Wetangula say this, in a game of football, you have many players. And when it comes to scoring, you all win as a team. And the person to score, you might have a star player, but is heavily marked. But you can see a star somewhere who is not heavily marked, who is likely to score. And that player is none other than Gideon Moi, who is likely to score. And in the spirit of teamwork, we win as a team. We don't win as individuals. The word team, T-E-A-M, it means together everyone achieves more. There's an American philosopher by the name Benjamin Franklin. And Benjamin Franklin said this, that failing to plan is planning to fail. Today as Kanu, as you start your planning process, as Ford Kenya, as One Kenya Alliance, we are going to work with you. There's a Greek word which said, united we stand, divided we fall. But it was paraphrased by Abraham Lincoln. So we want as a team to get united. If we get divided, we're not going to go anywhere. If you want to go alone, to move faster, you walk alone. But if you want to go far, you must work together as a team, as it's indicated today. I've known Gideon Moi personally, and I met him closely when we were together in Rome, when he was being given blessings by the Holy Father, Pope Francis. And when we were there, I saw all people were Wazungu. Then I saw one black person. When I looked behind, I didn't know Gideon Moi by then. So I moved closely and I asked him, are you Gideon Moi, sir? He said, yes, I am. He's a very humble man. He doesn't portray as a son of the president. Gideon Moi is somebody who is very humble, who cannot even hurt a fly. Makofi kwake. Basi sitaki kuongea mambo mengi. Yangu ni kukuombea and wish well. And I want to tell you this, like in the book of Isaiah. The Bible says, do not fear, because the Lord your God is with you. In the book of Deuteronomy, the Bible says, the Lord will scatter your enemies in 7 different directions. So Gideon Moi, do not fear. Do not fear, the Lord of heaven is with you. We want
From here now, mimi nitatoa a brief history ya chama, na nilishangaa my former colleague Raila Amolo Odinga kama alisoma speech yangu, lakini kwa sababu yeye hayuko penye niko, mimi nitaendelea na kusoma yangu, kwa sababu sheria ya chama inahitaji nisome a brief history ya chama yangu, chama cha Kanu, ili tufuatilie yale yanafuata, ndio tufike kelele ya hii siku ya leo. Tunakubaliana namna hiyo? Wafuasi wa chama ni namna hiyo? Ni namna hiyo? Kwa sababu kutoka pale asubuhi, kulingana na sheria ya chama, tukaenda huko, wale viongozi ambaye wanakaa kwa governing council, tukamaliza mambo yetu pale, na lazima tuilete hapa, iidhinishwe hapa, ipitishwe hapa, ndio tumalize mapema. So yangu itakuwa nitasoma tu hii speech. Ukisikia ni kama umesikia hapo awali, ni sawa tu, ni ile vile itakuwa na ilikuwa. Na vile ilikuwa. Hii ni remarks yangu ya Secretary General. September 30th, 2021, Bomas of Kenya, Nairobi. Our National Chairman, esteemed delegates, friends, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the National Executive Committee of our party, Kanu, it is my great pleasure to welcome you all to this historic meeting of our National Delegates Conference. Allow me to take this opportunity to point out that we are greatly honored by the following distinguished guests who have so kindly agreed to grace this occasion. His Excellency Right Honorable Raila Odinga, His Excellency Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, His Excellency Wycliffe Musalia Mudavadi, Honorable Senator Moses Masika Wetangula, represented by Wamalwa. Thank you. The presence of those honorable men and women in this is a measure of the importance that is attached to the purpose of this meeting today. Distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen. This meeting is historic because it has been convened to undertake a task that was last undertaken 20 years ago. On that day, at the Moi International Sports Complex, our party chairman, His Excellency Daniel Arap Moi, led distinguished delegates like yourself to endorse the Honorable Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta as the party's presidential candidate for 2002. I stand before you today, honored by your presence, proud of the extraordinary progress we have made over the past 60 years of our existence as a party, and brimming with confidence in the bright future that we in Kanu promise to build for our beloved country, Kenya. Esteemed delegates, ladies and gentlemen, on an occasion like this, we must look back in history to find the inspiration and purpose to propel our country into the kind of future that we as Kanu promise to forge for the people of this country. Since institutional memory of any political party is vested with office of the Secretary General, allow me as your Secretary General to brief, but to concisely take you back in history so that we may have a good understanding of why the subject matter of our meeting here today is historic. Kenya has had tremendous progress since independence, and we in Kanu can proudly and confidently take credit for most of that progress. At independence in December 1963, Kenya received a constitution that was the result of a negotiated process involving various interest groups. On the 14th of May 1960, the Kenya African National Union, our party, was formed after a merger between Kenya African Union, KAU, and Kenya Independence Movement. As Kanu was being formed, another political party, the Kenya African Democratic Union, KADU, was formed as a counterbalance to Kanu. I'm sure you've heard that a while ago. The first competitive elections in Kenya was held in February 1961, where Kanu won 19 seats against that of KADU 11. Despite the win, Kanu declined to form a government, demanding the release of Jomo Kenyatta, who had been in custody since October 1952. In the elections of May 1963, Kanu won 73 seats against KADU 31. Jomo Kenyatta became the first president of Kenya under Kanu, and on June 1st, 1963, Kenya achieved internal self-rule. On 12 December 1963, Kenya attained full independence, and 1 year later, on December 12, 1964, the country became a republic. In the same December of 1964, KADU leaders led by Ronald Ngala, Masinde Muliro, were persuaded and crossed over to Kanu. The Akamba People's Union, like many other political parties, were also persuaded and crossed over to Kanu, making Kanu a de facto one-party state, even though the constitution had provisions for a multi-party system. At independence, Kenya lacked the necessary capital and qualified manpower to undertake major development projects that were necessary for the young nation. The Kanu government was faced with the difficult task of devising ways and means of bringing about rapid social and economic development necessary to solve the three major problems facing the nation, namely poverty, disease, and illiteracy. Biased economic policies of the colonial government had created the problem of uneven development. Some parts of the country were far ahead of others in terms of the development and provisions of essential services. The Kanu government started off in 1963 by establishing Ministry of Lands and Settlements as a way of ensuring that the most effective use of land as a key factor of production. Apart from the Ministry of Lands and Settlement, the Kanu government also created the Ministry of Cooperative Development to facilitate the growth of cooperatives as a way of taking development to the grassroots. To ensure capital flow to the grassroots, the Cooperative Bank was established in 1968, and all registered societies were encouraged to become members through buying shares and provision of loan facilities. The Kanu government established the Agricultural Finance Corporation, Central Bank of Kenya, the Commercial Bank of Kenya, amongst others. In the education sector, there were 658 primary schools in 1968. By 1986, the Kanu government had expanded them to 13,392. In 1963, there were 151 secondary schools, but in 1986, the Kanu government had expanded them to 2,485. In 1963, there was only one university college, the Royal Technical College. In 1970, University of Nairobi was born. By the time Kanu left power in 2003, there were more than a dozen republic universities. Since 1963, the Kanu government expanded health services by training many health personnel. A hospital was built in every district headquarters. To consolidate its economic agenda for the long term, the Kanu government published one of the most and often cited economic blueprints entitled Seasonal Paper number 10 of 1965. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to quote the introductory remarks of the session paper number 10 by President Jomo Kenyatta. The government has been deciding the measures that will ensure rapid economic development and social progress for all our citizens. In this regard, the government is guided in its approach to develop matters by declarations contained in the Kanu Manifesto, in which we decided that our country would develop on the basis of the concept and philosophy of democratic African socialism. The government has produced a sessional paper which discusses detailed both theory of the democratic socialism and the practical application to planning Kenya. When all is said and done, we must settle down to job of building the nation Kenya. To do this, we need political stability and an environment of confidence and faith at home. We cannot establish this if we continue debates on theories and doubts about the aims of our society. Let this paper be used from now as a unifying voice of our people, and let us all settle down to build our nation. End of quote. Ladies and gentlemen, despite the passage of time, with the many economic models proposed from time to time, sessional paper number 10 remains the most comprehensive and the most forward-looking economic blueprint that Kenya has ever had. I can say this without fear of contradiction that I have not come across any economic blueprint that is superior to sessional paper number 10. Today, we hear a lot of political noise about various economic models promised to Kenyans ahead of 2022 elections. However, a careful review of the economic models that are being thrown around reveals that there is nothing new that they are offering that sessional paper number 10 does not offer. And since sessional paper number 10 was based on Kanu Manifesto, this means that as far back as 55 years ago, Kanu had already had the foresight for where this country needs to be economically. And those selling the economic models ahead of 2022 must have plucked a page from the Kanu Manifesto. Ladies and gentlemen, niko karibu kumaliza. Today, every political leader is campaigning on a platform of unity, for unity of purpose, inclusiveness and shared prosperity. We in Kanu embrace the agenda of unity, peace, inclusiveness and shared prosperity way back in 1978. When President Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi took power and declared the Nyayo philosophy of peace, love and unity. President Moi, in line with the Nyayo philosophy, adopted the very economic model that was proposed in sessional paper number 10 of 1965 and perfected it by launching the District Focus for Rural Development Program. Under the District Focus for Rural Development, the country embarked on various grassroots development programs, boosting rural economies to stem rural-urban migration, establishing new urban areas, and ensuring equality and equity in the spirit of shared prosperity. It is important to point out that the concept of Constituency Development Fund, CDF, devolution under the county governments as we practice them today was inspired and derived from the District Focus for Rural Development, which was established and championed by President Moi. When President Moi served his last term at the end of 2002, Kanu and President Moi demonstrated the highest level of statesmanship by ensuring that 2002 elections were free and fair. And when Kanu candidate lost the free and fair elections of 2002, the party and the president ensured guaranteed transfer smooth transfer of power to the next democratically elected government of President Mwai Kibaki. After losing power in 2002, Kanu remained active and dependable parliamentary party, fielding candidates and retaining a presence in parliament since 1963. Kanu is the oldest parliamentary party in Kenya today. While maintaining its presence in parliament, Kanu has continued to build alliances, partnership with like-minded political formations to ensure effective service delivery to the people of Kenya. Kanu supported and worked with the government of President Kibaki and President Uhuru Kenyatta. Months before 2002 elections, Kanu once again displayed its rich mantra of partnership, accommodation, collaboration when it merged with the then opposition National Democratic Party, NDP, of Raila Odinga. Ladies and gentlemen, a party that has the experience, the credentials of Kanu cannot be taken for granted by any measure of imagination. Kanu is the party of independence, the party that published Sessional Paper number 5, the party that established, operationalized the most expansive, aggressive, dependable grassroots development agenda through the district focus for rural development. It's the party that implemented the most aggressive, the most extensive expansion of education opportunities. It's the party that empowered the girl child. It is the party that repealed Section 2A to promote multi-party democracy. And above all, it is the party that handed over power gracefully and most peacefully. Kanu has come here today to announce and declare 20 years of halftime is over. Kanu is here to reclaim its position at the top echelons of the country's leadership. This is Kanu Sasa, the Kanu of independence, the Kanu of Sessional Paper number 5, the Kanu of peace, love, and unity. Kanu Yachenga Inji. Kanu is back! Kanu imerudi ama bado? Kanu imerudi ama bado? Ndio mimi naambia nyinyi, nikishasoma hiyo ya kiofficial, nasema ya kwamba nimetoa historia ya chama kutoka nchi hii ilipopata uhuru. Na kwa hivyo, mimi niko na furaha sana. Furaha yangu ni kutoka 2002 vile nimesema hapo, na mpaka sasa tumekuwa tukisaidia watu. Tumefanya vizuri sana. We've done well. And I think it's about time that people also do well to us. So, people cannot do well to us. Now I'm speaking to you, my members of our party. It is upon us now to go out there and prove ourselves. It is about time that we go to the grassroots and do that which is expected of us. So I urge all of you, members of our party, to please, let this not be the end of it. We have started. Kanu is back. So I want to take this opportunity that is accorded to me constitutionally to read the declaration that we had today from our National Governing Council. And that will seek your approval and endorsement, and then we can move forward. Today, I will read the resolution of the National Governing Council at this Special National Delegates Conference 2021 at the Bomas of Kenya grounds on the 30th September 2021. Whereas this Special National Delegates Conference of the whereas this Special National Delegates Conference of the Kenya African National Union, Kanu, is legally constituted pursuant to the provisions of Article 14/4 of the Kanu Constitution 2012 and aware that the National Constitution 2010 requires amendment in order for it to be in tandem with the current Constitution of Kenya and other facilitating legislation, including Political Parties Act 2011, desirous of attaining legal compliance for the party in respect of the statutory requirements, these special national delegates of the Kenya National African Union, Kanu, convened at the Bomas of Kenya, Nairobi County on Thursday, September 2012, resolved as follows. 1, that the Kanu Constitution of 2010 be and is hereby comprehensively reviewed, altered, amended, and or changed as reflected in the Kanu Constitution revised 2021. 2, that having fully met the requirements of Article 33 of the existing Constitution, the Kanu Constitution revised 2021 be and is hereby adopted as the party constitution to take effect immediately. 3, that the financial report 2020-2021 be presented by the National Treasurer, be and is hereby adopted. 4, that Honorable, this is the most important one, 4, that Honorable Kipchele Moi, all that are important, the Kanu chairman, be and is hereby nominated as the presidential candidate for the Kanu, for the Kenya African National Union, Kanu, in the coming general elections of 2022. 5, that further, that Honor Gideon Moi be and is hereby mandated to engage in consultations or in any other way that the party constitution with all other like-minded leaders across the party lines with the view of winning the 2022 elections. Made at Bomas of Kenya, Nairobi, 30th September 2021. Can I get proposer for this and a seconder? Muko wengi. Can we do acclamation? Yeah, but let somebody, okay. Stand up and propose, say your name. Kuja hapa. And then a lady, please.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Honorable Abdikarim Osman, MP Fafi, Garissa County. I propose Honorable Gideon Moi to go for presidential. The whole amendment. Okay, thank you. And I propose the NDP, the National Delegate Congress of Kanu, to be a conference to be adopted today here. And let me read it. No. Yeah. Okay, we adopt the proposal passed by National Delegates Conference. That's it. Thank you.
I, Betty Adera, the Kanu National Chairperson, Kanu Women Congress, second the amendments and proposals made by our NDC here today. Jogo!
I, Grace Karuga, representing the good people, the women of Kenya, I propose and I second His Excellency Gideon Moi.
Thank you.
I know everybody would like to second propose. As many as of these opinions say aye. Aye. Is there any contrary opinion? No. Now the ayes have it. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Toka uhuru sitini na tatu, toka uhuru sitini na tatu, amani, umoja na upendo, KANU philosophy yaunganisha Kenya, wa Kenya wote, kabila zote na dini zote, akina mama na vijana, hata wazee na watoto, Kenya nzima, oh tuko ndani, 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 ndani ya KANU.
Muko tayari? Delegates, muko tayari? Are you sure mko tayari? Hebu simameni nione kama mko tayari.
Haya.
Kama mko tayari simameni, mumepropose kama KANU delegate candidate wenu, si ndio? Nao sasa lazima tufanye nini? Tufurahie kidogo kabla aje ajipange aje na nguo yake rasmi ambaye akija hapa ndio aweze kutuongelesha. Mko tayari?
Wako tayari.
Haya DJ, tupatie wimbo moja tukunjue, wale wameketi sana pia wewe uweze kukunjua miguu, tuweze kupeperusha bendera, alafu tumkaribishe chairman akija aweze kuzungumzia Wakenya.
Wana KANU, mko tayari kwa rais mtarajiwa? Kwa rais mtarajiwa. Mumekubali? Haya, MC Jesse.
Yes.
Hebu nipe mziki gani tufanye nao mazoezi?
Tuende kazi DJ Coljax. Mko tayari? Mko tayari kukaribisha kiongozi ambaye atapeperusha bendera ya KANU hadi State House? Mko tayari? Hebu peperusha bendera nione kama mko tayari wana KANU. Mko tayari? Mko tayari?
Get down, below una wind your waist, you get down. Remind me of my phone vibrate and get down. Get down, get down, get down, and get down.
DJ, hebu shikilia. Wana KANU, huyu MC Jesse, si mnamjua? Anasema anajua kudance. Mnataka kumwona akidance? Tumwekee nyimbo gani? Utuoneshe, nasikia ni mkali kwa kudance.
Mimi.
Ile nyimbo inaitwaje? Sali ama sio hiyo? Si mnajua ile nyimbo yake?
Mnataka gani? Gani?
Wanasema tingisha.
Tingisha. Firirinda. DJ uko na firirinda? Haya, wacha tufiririnde kidogo. Mko tayari firirinda?
Piga firirinda.
Firhade.
Yes.
Uko na miaka ngapi?
Na miaka 16.
Alafu unashindana na kijana barubaru mheshimiwa wa kutoka Meru wewe. Mimi utaweza? Kudance utaweza?
Tujaribu.
Kwa
tushindane
sasa
tusishindane? Nani atatoa zawadi?